Cox Business Television, information and insights on the Hampton Roads economic picture. Featuring in-depth interviews, profiles, and the latest publisher spotlight from the newsroom at Inside Business. Exclusively for Hampton Roads, Cox Communications presents Cox Business Television.
Hello and welcome to CB Television, presented exclusively in Hampton Roads by Cox Communications. On this program, we'll bring you the experts, the journalists, and local business leaders who help us make sense of trends and issues impacting our local economy. This show is about leaders powering leaders, giving you insights to help you be successful. Today, the business of transportation in Hampton Roads. That was the topic at a recent executive discussion series, the quarterly panel of experts presented by Cox Business and Inside Business. More than 200 local leaders gathered in Hampton to hear from local experts about the state of the roads in Hampton Roads. The consensus, the condition of our infrastructure is costing us money. It's costing us in lost productivity and lost business, and that it's now time to act. In addition to business leaders, the panel presented a perspective from Richmond, from a local legislator and the Secretary of Transportation.
First, regions that are not attached to the global economy will not survive. You are blessed in this region in that you have that avenue and a way of touching economies in Asia, in South America, and in fact every corner of the globe. A second thing that you have here is the presence of the, in particular the Navy, but the United States military. If we do not do a good and better job, we may not have them there as a backbone of our economy. If you think about the military, they are terribly dependent on infrastructure. A port, a naval station, a railroad, a highway, a bridge. And if you look at the age of those assets in this region, they're all approaching 40, 50, 60 years old.
I need to say to you that transportation is not something we can either or about. We must have it if we are to have a viable business climate so people will want to come to this area, establish businesses, and so the businesses that are already here may thrive and grow. Talk to your legislators about the fact that public-private partnerships require the investment of some public money. Talk to them about the impact of poor transportation on your businesses, on our economy, on our ability to educate our children and to move our people around without wasted gas in long lines every day.
Years ago when I was in economic development and going around the world and trying to bring industry and business and opportunity and jobs here, I used to tell the people when they landed and we'd take them around and we'd jump in the car and we'd ride around a mile a minute. We can get around a mile a minute. 20 minutes, I can get you anywhere you want to go. I'm sorry I can't say that today. And that was a big selling tool. When you're marketing around the world and bringing companies in, transportation, the ability to move about was extremely important. During those rush hour times, it becomes extremely difficult. I'm in the trucking business. I have 56 trucks a day on the road. Before, they were going out at about 6 in the morning, making their destinations and getting back in the evening. I now have them leave at 2 o'clock in the morning, making destinations throughout Virginia and North Carolina, and then hoping to get them back. There are all kinds of rules and regulations on drivers. You can't have it so many hours in the driver's seat, and it becomes a real crisis on that end.
Joining me now to talk transportation are two panelists from that Cox Business Executive Discussion Series. Dwight Farmer is Executive Director for the Hampton Roads Transportation Planning Organization, as well as the Hampton Roads Planning District Commission. Phil Chouquette is President of Philip Chouquette Company, a transportation firm. He's also the former Transportation Commissioner for the Commonwealth, appointed by Governor Warner. Hello, gentlemen, and thanks for coming today.
Good to be here. Hello.
That session was chock full of a lot of emotion. There was passion about a number of different topics in that room that day. But one of the questions which I didn't see come out was, is there a master plan, a master program which overlays both the transportation building roads needs as well as with what might be other alternatives or other programs? Is there a master plan that you can share with us right now?
Absolutely. The HRTPO, the planning organization really that has the vested power to set those plans up, has been aggressively reforming itself to bring together not only infrastructure improvements, that is spending dollars to build roads and bridges and tunnels, but to change the way we operate within our environment, to change the business plans of how businesses and individuals make decisions on a daily basis. Those changes in thinking smart can have huge dividends in the level of congestion or how much pain we endure each day.
Okay. And I mean, one of the things which we talked about was that there may be just some minor changes in the way that we live, that way that we commute, that could have huge impact. You mentioned that there was the idea of just taking our car, one car off the road each week and what the impact. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
As an illustration of the power in smart decisions, we've actually calculated that if all of us who drive solo, and that's generally the vast majority, would randomly carpool one day every 2 weeks, all of today's severe congestion at all of our choke points go away. If we were to, the solo drivers were to carpool randomly once a week, we project all of our severe congestion for the next 20 years would go away. Mike, the trends are going the other way.
That's just an amazing statistic. I mean, how long have we been kind of exploring this, and have we been trying to communicate this to both businesses and citizens for a while, Phil?
Well, Dwight's been talking about this for several years now, and that statistic is pretty well known, but I think it's among a small group. You know, in terms of the business community, I think the power of the business community with this particular issue is that they're the owner, in a sense, of most of these trips.
Okay.
Because it's people going to work and coming home from work that are all using our real estate called roads and bridges at the same time. So it's very important to engage the business community in this particular aspect, which can have dramatic impact in terms of relieving this congestion that we're so passionate about.
Right. I mean, so it's interesting to me to see then that old adage about folks don't change until either they feel the heat or they see the light. But for some reason, neither the citizens or the business leaders or maybe even elements of the government have come up with a plan that is compelling people to act now. Can you maybe unpack that a little bit from your perspective?
Well, really, you say turn up the heat, it's really about pain. But even when we had the pain of $4 per gallon gasoline, and the demand for our infrastructure, highways and bridges and tunnels, did go down 2 or 3 or 4%, not much. But if you were paying attention, you could probably feel it. We're coming back again. So now it's really about, are we going to continue on the path that we were in terms of making decisions on a daily basis on how often we travel, when we travel, particularly during rush hours, and can we bring the business community into the fold to help guide in the decision making, as Philip said here, on an everyday basis, because we really are making some decisions that are not very smart, and the consequences are pretty severe.
Okay.
I'd like to see us focus on the light more than the pain,
right,
because I think that's really the way to engage not only the business community, but drivers as well. We've been so focused on what we don't have in terms of, gee, we need more money to build roads and bridges. And look, I'm all about building roads and bridges, but we've got to turn our attention to what we do have and what we can do right now. And I think if we can shine a little brighter light on that particular topic, it might do us well.
Well, that'll probably be a great part for our second session, because we really want to talk about alternatives and ways that we can really come with some meaningful and compelling call to action. So thank you for that. Coming up later in the show, alternatives and best practices. Please stay with us.